Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Gallic Gun Toys. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video, and today we are reviewing the brand new Dragon Ball Super S.H.Figuarts JIREN by Tamashii Nations. So let's get the one I've already opened out of the way for now, and let's crack this bad boy open, shall we? Okay, but before we crack him open, let's just get a quick look at the box. As you can see, nice production shot of JIREN on the front and on the sides. Some of his faces, his flaming fist. And then we've got some of the accessories he comes with that we'll get a closer look at in a moment. But yeah, really nice display all up. Looks good with the red backdrop for those of you that actually keep them in the box. But let's crack him open. Alright. Okay. So, straight up, here he is straight out of the box, guys. And yeah, quite accessory heavy. So he's got 4 heads all up, so 3 additional heads. He's got the hand that holds the front of Goku's head, which will, front of his hair, sorry, that we will bring in shortly. We'll bring a Goku in and see how that works, and a flight stand, and play around with that. And he's got his flaming fist. And yeah, the flame effect for that, the glowing fist, and some other hands. So yeah, overall pretty good. And we've got the crossed arms, which you guys already saw on him. But we will bring that in later when we do a closer look at all the accessories on the actual figure. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with everything that he comes with. When I opened the first one, I was really impressed. Just because I wasn't expecting 3 different heads. I saw it was JIREN, and I thought I need 2 of them because they're going to do an Ultra Instinct Goku, so we need one to go with the Ultra Instinct Goku. But yeah, really nice figure straight off the bat. We'll get this plastic off of him. So the first thing I noticed was just the articulation is fantastic on this guy. Just really nice, really smooth. None of the joints are overly stiff. They just move really beautifully. They're not loose. It's just a really nice figure. You know, it's obviously all original. They've had to pretty much make this guy 100% original. I don't think they've used any other parts from any other figure. I think this is completely new sculpt all around, and it's absolutely beautiful. The articulation is just absolutely so good. You can just get every sort of JIREN pose out of it. Like, just look how good this shoulder articulation is. You know, they really stepped it up with this guy. I feel like you're going to get so much posability out of this sculpt. It looks so good. It's really nice. I'll even bring in the Dragon Stars figure when we get into comparison time, so you guys can see how he stacks up with that one. But yeah, overall, articulation is just absolutely beautiful. No problem in moving him and putting him into some real JIREN poses. He's just absolutely awesome. No complaints from me whatsoever. Just fantastic. I don't think anyone is going to have any major problems with the articulation on this. I think generally everyone's going to be very happy, like I am, because I think that's just fantastic. The articulation just really rocks. Okay, so we've had a look at the overall figure and the articulation. We'll have a quick look at sculpt, and for sculpt, I'm pretty happy with it overall. This head I wasn't too sure of when I first opened my first one, but the more I sort of played around with it and posed him into some real stoic, staunch JIREN poses, the happier I was, and the less it sort of bothered me. I think it just takes a bit of getting used to, because, you know, this is the first real JIREN figure that we've gotten, apart from the Dragon Stars. But it is just such a nice figure. Okay, so yeah, sculpt, articulation. So I don't know if they're going to be able to reuse any of these parts for Topo when he comes out, or Top, as I'm pretty sure they call him in the dub. But never know, maybe they might be able to get the legs, reuse the legs, or the lower half of JIREN for Topo. I'm not too sure, but it would be nice, you know, if we get a completely new sculpt again with Topo, when and if they do him, that'd be really good. But yeah, overall, really happy with the sculpt, the paint, and articulation. Now let's have a look at some of these accessories. Okay, so the first accessory we're going to look at, guys, is just the folded arms. They look really good, really happy with them. I think they look great. I will be honest though, the right arm came out fine, but the left arm just did not want to come out of socket, and then it was a bit of a bitch to get the folded arm into that socket as well. But overall, a great addition, and it would have been really stupid of Tamashii Nations to not include that with JIREN, because, you know, he looks so iconic with his arms folded. Okay, so next we will just have a look at all of his heads. So this is like his angry, eyes glowing, screaming head, and I really like that. I think that looks really good. Here he is with the gritted teeth head, and I think that looks really good as well. That might possibly be my favourite of all the heads, but yeah, it looks really good. And then he's got the normal screaming head. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it more or less... Oh no, it is different to the one with the red eyes. The one with the red eyes doesn't have sort of like the lines just above his mouth. That's the only real difference, and the red eyes, obviously. But this one looks really good as well. And before we go away from the heads, I just thought I would quickly show you guys the ball joint peg for his head, which is quite different. Now, when you get your JIREN and you open him up, each one of the heads is going to be on one of these brackets, like they are on some of them. But I just think that is something a little bit different, and it makes putting the heads on and off really, really easy, and hopefully it's something they stick with, especially for these bigger builds. Okay, so here he is with the accessory that's basically a bit of Goku's hair in his hand that clips onto your S.H.Figuarts Goku. And you know what? I really dig that. I really like that. I put the hand on first and then inserted the peg on JIREN's arm into it after attaching it to Goku. But I would probably recommend doing it the other way. It seems probably like the much easier way of doing it, in my personal opinion, but I always like to do things the hard way. But really, really dig this accessory. So glad they added it. I'm definitely considering working out a display like this to some degree, because this is really cool, and it looks so awesome just sitting on the review stand looking at it from behind the camera. Just really dig it. Alright. Okay, so let's have a look at this flaming fist. So just a nice little translucent fist. Just goes on like your regular fist. And then, of course, the flame fist. So, alright, cool. So it's molded for the fist. That's great. Alright. That looks really, really dope. Like it. Yeah, that is really, really cool. I will definitely be displaying one of my JIRENs with this fist, because, yeah, that is just awesome. And I think that's going to look fantastic. Punching Vegeta or Goku. Just, son of a bitch. Okay, so yeah, definitely watch out for that for yourself, guys, because it does seem to be a little bit delicate and not sit in there too firmly. So if you're posing it too aggressively or moving it too fast, you may lose it. But all good, sits on there just fine. Just maybe get your pose in order first, and then once you've worked out your pose and you're happy with it, then get your fist and put it on, and you should be alright. But that is a really, really cool effect. Get a closer look at that. Love it. Just absolutely love it. Okay, so now that's all of his accessories out of the way, let's get into some comparisons, shall we? Here he is with the S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Goku from Dragon Ball Super Broly the movie. Here he is with the S.H.Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta from Dragon Ball Super Broly the movie. And just to show you guys how he stacks up to some of the bigger figures, here he is with the newest Super Saiyan Broly from Dragon Ball Super Broly the movie. I think they actually look pretty dope together. The different contrasts in colours just really sets them off apart, and I'll probably definitely be working them into a display somehow. Okay, time for the final comparison, guys. I did promise you at the start of the video that we would be comparing the Dragon Stars with the S.H.Figuarts, but yeah, here we are. Now, I might actually just take this JIREN out of frame for a moment, and we'll just bring in this one here. Excuse the flaming fist. I really can't be stuffed changing that over, but just to give you an idea of how they stack up together, I always thought this Dragon Stars JIREN was pretty good, but next to the S.H.Figuarts, oh wow, I think it's kind of dog shit now. I don't know, it just doesn't look nearly as good as I always thought it did, stacked up to an S.H.Figuarts. I always thought this would maybe be a good stand-in, but because of my OCD, I can't put Dragon Stars in a D12, and I certainly can't mix them with my S.H.Figuarts. So overall, like, it's still a good figure, but it just does not compare. It's chalk and cheese. But we also have to remember that this guy is probably costs a third of what JIREN S.H.Figuarts does. So that's okay. But yeah, overall, stacks up pretty nicely next to the weak-ankled, weak-leg joints of the Dragon Stars JIREN. So, yep, JIREN, you're out of it. You're going into the sales bin, Dragon Stars JIREN. And yeah, we've got two new, beautiful S.H.Figuarts JIRENs. Really, really happy with my purchase. If you're wondering where I got them from, guys, I got them from Omochar Cafe. I will put the name of their website in the description of this video. If you live in Australia, go check them out. #1 source for S.H.Figuarts. If you live in Australia, if you live in the States, sorry guys, I'm not too sure where you can purchase them, but if you're in Australia, Omochar Cafe for sure. Pen is definitely the best around when it comes to Japanese 1/12 collectibles, and especially all your pre-orders, all of that stuff. That's where all my S.H.Figuarts come from and have been coming from for a very long time, and excellent service. You can't beat it. Omochar Cafe for the win, and big thanks to my man Pen over there at Omochar. You're the man, bro. Thanks again. Okay, so before we get into the outro, guys, I'll just quickly give my score. And honestly, I'm giving this guy a perfect 10. I think he deserves a perfect 10. And like, I really enjoy my S.H.Figuarts. I really appreciate the quality that Tamashii Nation's put into them. But this guy really feels just that little bit better. Like, the articulation's so nice. It's so smooth, it's not, like, you don't feel like you're going to break the figure at any point when you're playing with it, except when I had to remove the left arm, like I said earlier. But overall, just a fantastic, fantastic figure. Can't recommend picking it up enough. If you collect multiples, definitely suggest picking up 2, so you have a choice of how you're going to display a couple of them. Just forgot, guys, we forgot to do a height breakdown. So he is about 6¼ inches tall, and I think that just about does it, guys. Thank you very much for joining me as always. If you enjoyed today's video, drop a like down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, if you wish to get in touch with me, hop on over to the Gallic Gun Toys Facebook page. I'll always respond to you guys within like a day at the most. I'm always pretty active over on there. Thank you as always for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.